Hello guys, it's Sean back. In this video, I'll go through this booster pack and tell you exactly why I think this is the most important event that you'll find in the first half of 2025 in my opinion. So this legendary familiar booster pack is probably the most meta breaking cash shop item that Nexon has released in GMS in my opinion. So this booster pack contains 3 familiars, each of the packs that you buy. And one of these 3 has a 14% chance of holding a legendary familiar. You can see the breakdown of all the familiar slots and what familiars come out. So as you can see, the first familiar is only full of epic familiars. The second familiar slot is half full of epics and some with uniques. And the last one, it's filled with epics, uniques, and most importantly, legendaries. So I did the math and legendary familiars account for about 14.5% of the pack 3. Additionally, if you collect 15 of these familiar pack stamps, you receive a guaranteed unique familiar ticket, which you can use to redeem a unique familiar. And I think it's randomized, or you can get 30 of these to receive a guaranteed legendary familiar. So what that means is if you get 30 packs, on top of what you get from these familiar slots normally, like the familiar 1, 2, and 3, you also get a guaranteed legendary familiar, and that's huge. So if I were you, I'd be picking up some of these legendary familiars because legendary familiars are obviously best in slot. With the current event on, these legendary familiars are currently at 20 bill, but before the event, they were even at like 60, 70 bill. This legendary familiar sale first appeared when I quit my reg server series, the Sean Bob series. So at that time, I bought like 3 of the familiars I think at about 5 bill each. It was like dirt cheap. And then over the years, as there were less and less legendary familiars in the market and no sign of legendary familiar pack sales, they rose up to basically about 50 bill each. So in the end, I flipped those 3 familiars that I got for 5 bill each for 50 bill each, getting a 10 times return. Granted, it did occur while I took a break from the game, but that break was probably like about a year. So if I were you, I'd start stocking up on these legendary familiars because these aren't going to get any cheaper from here on, unless like someone just like dupes the hell out of this. And recently as well, it seems that Nexon's been giving a lot of those mystical familiar cards, which allows us to reroll our familiars. So you could even like just use those to reroll your legendary familiars, and because that's probably the best way of using it, right? On top of that, the other real thing you should be doing this event right now is with the abundance of these familiars, not only are the legendary familiars super cheap, all the other familiars are very cheap as well. And what I'll be doing if I were you is I'd be starting to fill out some of the badges, the more important badges that give better like set effects like attack percent or like all stat with those familiars from the packs. So an example that I could think of right now is the dragon badge. The dragon badge is actually very hard to obtain normally, requiring some very, very rare familiars. But at the moment, with all the familiars being so cheap, these are actually pretty accessible. With the gold dragon appearing in familiar slot 3, as you can see. Normally, the only way you could get some of these familiars is through the Roro's familiar booster pack coupon, which I know nobody gets it in reboot. You could make a case of you could get it in reg server. I think back in the days, I created a market with these Roro familiar packs in reg server, and I was able to make like 5 bill out of it when I just started the series. I think even right now in reg server, I was just looking at the prices of familiars. With everything being so cheap, I think it might actually be worth opening some of these familiar packs like off event. Like I guess not right now when there's an abundance of rare familiars floating around the market, but just later down the track, I think it's worth doing it as well. So yeah, right now, these legendary familiar booster packs are really, really good because they will allow you to get your 3 legendary familiars in reg server for as cheap as you could possibly get it at the moment. And also it will allow you to get some extra damages through the badge system. And yeah, after you finish your badge, you won't have to think about it again. So I'd recommend starting to stock up on some of these and start unlocking your badge slots for the best in slot badges. And now you might be wondering, is it better to buy these familiars from the auction house, or is it better to just open these, like buy these with NX and then open it yourself? I've created a mini spreadsheet that actually calculates this for you if you want to know this like objectively speaking, and on average like to know exactly how much your return on these investments are, I've created this spreadsheet, which basically gets all the rates from the Maplestory website for each of these familiars. And I guess there's no other way of doing this at the moment, but I manually took the prices from the Bearer auction house in millions here. As you can see, I did it for pack 1, and then when I got to familiar 60, I was like, oh, I really can't be bothered doing it for pack 2 and pack 3, which have 120 and 158 familiars in each of them. This first one took like half an hour, so I was like, I'm not doing this for even longer. But I guess I can just show you guys like the simple mechanics of how this works. So with these, we have the percentages, the chance of each familiar appearing, and the price in the auction house. And if we multiply the chance of it appearing with how much they actually sell for in the auction house, you can get sort of like an expected value of like how much we're expecting to get in terms of value for each pack. So this kind of assumes if you do this for a very, very long time horizon, exactly how much you'll be able to get from each familiar. Oh, and before I go on this, note that this isn't financial advice by any means. This is just me just being a nerd and creating like a hypothetical situation of, is this worth it or not? It's not meant to be like a, yes, you must go all in on this. It's up to you if you want to buy it or not. And it's really up to your personal situation. So just take these with a grain of salt. So pack 2, I kind of just ignored because I really just couldn't be bothered. They're all epic familiars. Some of them might be a bit more, oh, actually no, there's unique familiars as well. Some of them might be a bit more valuable than others, like, you know, like the little Zakims, little Horntails. I'm sure if you just look at the auction house, you can tell how much it is, but I just couldn't be bothered. And same thing with pack 3. I just kind of ignored everything before the legendary familiars because I was just thinking these are all small fries, like whatever kind of thing. So I've only zoomed into the legendary familiars and I've written out like how much each of them are going for in the auction house. So as you can see, they're all averaging around 20 to 30 bill. What I'd recommend is just if you're like, I don't know, if you don't really care too much about the visuals, probably just go for whatever the hell is cheapest in the auction house right now after looking at the prices, and just buy 3 of those. You should be able to get them all for about 20 bill each, nothing more. So as you can see, like some of them, like the Richie and Papulatus Familiar, they're like, oh, Master Hoblin as well, they're currently going for 20 bill in Bearer auction house. So if I was someone who just really want to do like min max and just do it in the most possibly cheap way of doing this, I'd probably just buy these, to be honest. But the biggest hits are going to be these 3 familiars, I think. Oh, actually, no. It's just going to be the Chosen Serum because technically the Lapis and Lazuli familiars are actually going for more than the Dreaming Lucid and the Will familiars, which are rarer. So it's going to be the Chosen Serum familiar that everyone wants to get. So doing the same exercise, I have the prices in Bearer for each of these familiars, and I have the rate at which they appear. So yeah, if I just take the sum of these, this is 14.93%. You have roughly a 15% chance of hitting a legendary familiar per pack. And if we get the expected value of these, so these are going to be in millions. So if we have a 0.5% chance of getting Mano familiar and it pays off 24,000, like 24 bill, then you're expecting to hit about 120 mil per pack solely based on the probability of hitting the Mano familiar. But obviously when you open a pack, you'll either be getting 24 bill or probably nothing, right? So yeah, that's what this is saying. So if you aggregate these up, we have the expected value of 4.3 billion. And this essentially means every time you open this pack, you're going to expect to see about 4.3 billion mesos. And do note that this ignores everything else because I just couldn't be bothered, but it's probably just going to be closer to about 5 bill per pack. Like, you know, like you're going to have like a small value for here. So let's just say Lotus was a bill, Awkward was 2 bill. Then obviously it'll increase our expected value as well. Oh, I put the numbers in the wrong spots. They're supposed to be here and here. Yeah, so these are like very small fries, as you can tell. They won't really contribute a lot to these numbers. And then if we go to the right, I've basically done some like analyses. So with this, I've put in the Mesos exchange rate for Bearer. I got the value here, which was looking at 340 Maple points per 100 mil before, but now it's 287, so I'll probably just change this to 287. And as you can see, the gaps gotten closer. I would go back to that soon, actually. And then this is the expected value from one pack of familiars. So this kind of aggregates all of your expected values from each of the packs. So you're taking this, and then this. So what this shows is every time you open this pack, you're expecting to see about 4.5 bill on average. This is a number of legendary familiars you can expect to see per pack. Obviously, if we just buy one pack, you have a 0.15 amount of legendary familiars on average. But obviously, each time you open the pack, you can only see a maximum of 1 legendary familiar and a minimum of 0, with likelihood saying that you're probably going to not get a single legendary familiar. This is the pack price in NX, so this doesn't change. And then this is a pack price implied by the current Maple Point exchange rate. You're basically just dividing the NX amount by the exchange rate to get to the 4.355 bill mesos. So this is the amount of mesos you would get if you just bought 10k Maple Points from the cash shop and then just sold it directly into the mesos market. So in this case, is it worth buying one pack? Yes, it is, because what we expect to see from one pack exceeds the amount of money you would get if you just bought 10k Maple Points and just sold it directly into the markets. This is your average amount of how much you're gaining or losing each time you open a pack. And this is just a difference between like how much you're expecting to see versus how much you would really get if you sold the mesos into the mesos market. And then this is just the equivalent amount of NX you would be saving, I guess. So yeah, before it was 340, which meant that it was actually very, very value to buy the legendary packs and then sell it into the auction house. But yeah, it's been super volatile this morning. I'm expecting it to be pretty volatile for the next bit actually. I guess if the mesos NX rate hits about 260 exchange rate for GMS, with the current auction house prices, you'll need to update these prices for your own server. But with this 260 exchange rate at the prices that I have in this spreadsheet, you'll be losing money every time you open these packs. So just be cautious and just use this as like a good point of reference as to is it worth it or not for one pack. Now, remember I mentioned that in 30 packs, you're guaranteed one legendary familiar. Will that affect our calculation at all? And the answer is yes. Because now, instead of seeing the expected value from 30 of these singular packs, you'll be guaranteed one legendary familiar, which I've actually created in this column P. Now, in the guaranteed legendary pack, we don't really have any idea of like how the odds differ from a normal legendary familiar pack. But if we assume that we're following the exact same rate as a normal pack, then what we have is way expected higher value, because in this pack you're guaranteed one of these familiars, which brings the expected value much higher. Now, instead of seeing the Mano familiar at 0.5% chance, you have a 3% chance of seeing it, because the familiar options that you could get out of a guaranteed legendary familiar pack has really diminished from the entire population. So you're guaranteed to see each of these at a higher rate. And these are the probabilities in which you'll see any of these familiars, obviously with these adding up to 100% as well. So with Seren familiars, instead of seeing it at a 0.11% chance, you'll be seeing it at a 1% chance, which is actually pretty huge. This brings up our expected value from 171 mil per pack that you open to over a bill. So even just one of these packs, you're guaranteed to see about 29 bill of return on average. So with that, if we open 30 packs, we're expecting to see about 162.5 bill mesos, which is actually way higher than the 129 bill that you'd get if you just sold the mesos into the mesos market and just converted it. So yes, at a rate of 290 Maple Points per 100 mil mesos, you should be buying 30 packs of these legendary familiars if you were going for value. But obviously, when you open 30 packs, you could get either 0 familiars or you could get 30 legendary familiars, right? Like, who knows? Like, you could just be like balling with luck and you could be getting a legendary familiar every single pack. Like, yeah, honestly, this analysis means nothing in the end. It just means on average, if you were to just throw like a billion amount of money, you'd be seeing this kind of comparison between the amount of money you'd be getting or losing per pack. And in the spreadsheet, I just created another tab just for the badges. So whichever badge requires like a boss or something that's kind of difficult to get, I just put them into the list. If you want to take advantage of this event to finish off the badges, these are the best badges in my opinion. And I guess like these are the familiars that are relatively harder to obtain. that you can't really just get from hunting the monsters in the fields. For example, if you're like a attack class, then obviously you have 5% attack from just these badges, and then we have 3 additional badges you can get on top of that. I'd probably recommend a damage badge or an IAD badge. It kind of depends on like your own specs. If you have enough IAD, then you probably can just go for the damage badges, but if you don't have enough IAD, you can probably just go for these 3. So hopefully with these tools, you'll be able to take advantage of the legendary booster pack sale, and you won't regret not taking advantage of this event in the future. So yeah, I hope you all take advantage of this event, as I believe it's actually like one of the most meta-defining events that we'll see in a while. But obviously after ranting on for about 15 minutes, I can't not participate in this event, right? Well, unfortunately, I'm completely broke right now because of the Unicubes. I've spent all my mesos just converting to Maple points like last week and getting that 3-line Genesis weapon and 3-line on my badge. So I whaled out and bought 375k Maple points just for this experiment. Okay, so let's just get 30 of these. And yeah, I haven't gambled in a while. So 30 packs, as I mentioned, I think the break even is 4 to 5 legendary familiars to break even. Or if we can just get even just like the chosen Seren familiar, then I've already made my money back in that case. So yeah, let's go. It's going to be kind of fun. Okay, Cygnus. Okay, first one's a fail. Second one is fail. Come on. Oh, fuck. A Pim Boom. Come on. Oh, I got the Red Tiger. The Red Tiger is pretty rare. It's one of the characters in the boss set. Oh, Mori Ranmaru. Mori. Okay, that's one. So we're hitting the average so far. Oh, Hawkeye. Oh, I've never seen this one. Come on, let's go. Okay, no, King Centipede, damn it. Come on. Oh, King Sage Cat. Let's go. Okay, it's Lord Skeletons. The AF Android. Kentosaurus Kings. Urgoth. Not too hot here. Oh, Lotus. Okay, this is one of the better ones. Okay, well, I'm gonna look at the prices. Oh my gosh, this guy's also angry. I'm gonna look at the prices after. Oh, all right, let's keep on going. Let's go. Oh, what's that? Kings. Oh, Bamboo Warrior. This is pretty cool. Oh, okay. We've basically hit the average, I think. So we're like actually ahead of average. We have 4 familiars, one of them being Lotus. So I think we've already beaten the average. Okay, Shamos. But if we can get any more, it'll be great. Or Miroku. Come on. Miroku again. Let's go. Oh my god, Lapis. Bro, this is the second most expensive familiar in the set. Holy shit. Well, I swear I'm not sponsored by Nexon, guys. I swear I'm not. Okay, wait. Lotus again, but in unique. Princess Snow. Can we get the Chosen Seren? Oh my gosh, what is this lock? Wait, I've way been in the average. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that I have another one. Do I have 5? No, I have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Holy shit. Okay, let's keep going. 7. What is going on? 8. What? Okay. Wait, I think I'm almost out of space. Okay. Oh my gosh, what is this? Door block. Okay, 3 more. Let's go. Chosen Seren. Okay, King Centipede. Let's go. Chosen Seren. Damn it. Dragonar. Alright, last one. Okay, Urgoth. Alright, and with that, we have oh, wait, we're actually missing 2. Huh? Oh, we had 2 more here. I didn't even notice. Okay, Master Harp, and lucky last. Oh, that's a nice one. Voldoros. Okay, Heli. Alright, so we have 30 of the volatile familiar packs, so let me get one of these. Alright, let's go. Oh, okay, Mano. Holy shit. Wait, we've beaten it, the average, I'm pretty sure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 legendary familiars. That's about $40 each on average. But I know some of my familiars are worth a lot more. So I think like Mano, Mori, Ranmaru, Lord Skeleton, like these are just pretty common ones, but Lotus and Lapis are like the rarer ones in my opinion. Yeah, so Mana is just about like 25, like 20. Mori. Oh wait, am I the first one to have the Mori Ranmaru familiar in the server? There's no sold listing and there's no current price for it. Lord Skeleton. So let's just say it's about 25 mil as well. So Lord Skell. Yeah, oh, it's about, I think it's about 20 as well. Yeah, it's about 25. Okay. So they're all 25 each. Lotus I'm kind of curious about. Huh? Oh, wait, what? It's only 27. Oh no, it's the other Lotus. Oh wait, no, yeah. Oh, okay, never mind. It's also like about 25, okay. King Centipede, I know for sure it's about 25 as well. Yeah, it's about 25. Omega Nene. Ooh, about 30. Oh yeah, about 25. I'd just say conservatively it's like 25. Rurumo, yes. Oh yeah, okay, about 20, 25, okay. So if we assume all of these are 20, 25, so we have 2, 4, 6, 8 of those, so that's about 160 bill. Now the big one, Lapis. Alright, let's go. Bam! Huh? Oh wait, this dropped. Oh, it was more before. What the fuck? It was 63 bill like until yesterday, and now it's only at 47 bill. That's alright. What the heck? How did it drop so hard overnight? I guess a lot more people just opened it. But yeah, definitely Lapis I'm going to be holding on to for a longer time horizon. As you can see, it went for like a ridiculous amount later on. So yeah, I've made about 200 bill with this. And at the current exchange rate, that's about 600k worth of NX I got super lucky. Oh, wait, that's actually pretty insane. I was thinking about it, I was like, oh shit, it's a lot of money as well for me. Like, I don't really spend much, but also, you know, I wanted to make this video, and if there's a time that you want to spend, I reckon right now is probably the best time if you are willing to drop some money into it. But yeah, I'm probably not going to spend as much in the future for anything else. But yeah, like, I definitely got my money back plus more. I made about a 50% gain on my initial investment amount, which is obviously very good. But yeah, and in terms of how I'm going to be playing with these fams in the future, I'm probably going to be holding on to these for now because they'll go up in price, as I mentioned, like for sure. And I think like even in 6 months time, these will probably double or triple in price. So I'm not too worried about just holding it on for a longer period of time. But yeah, I'll just hold on to these familiars if I were anyone else, and I would recommend doing that. I'm not too sure if I'm going to be replacing my own familiars anytime soon, just because, as I've shown you guys, it's like not too bad. I have 120% boss damage, fams. I mean, I could get like an extra 18% attack on the fams. Oh, actually, we got the mystical fams from the conversation from the letter. So maybe I'll just use one of these. Okay, which one should I use then? I like the moustache dude. I'm a bit of a cheapskate, so I might just go for the cheaper one. Lapis I'm definitely gonna sell, like, yeah. There's no question about it. Oh fuck, wait, do I want to go for Mano? Or maybe should I go for Lord Skeleton? I mean, my concept is a bit of like a dark character, so maybe I will go for Lord Skeleton. Oh, that's my first legendary familiar on this character actually. Well, 45% IAD, that's alright, but I'm just gonna re-roll it. Let's just see what we get. Nope. Nope. Crit damage 6%. Crit damage 6%. And nothing. Yeah, that's alright, but at least, you know, whenever we get compensation familiar cubes, I'll just throw it in this guy. Also from the Maple memo, it seems that the direction they want to take is they're thinking about more ways of giving us the mystical familiar cubes. So if I were you, I might consider actually just getting the 3 legendary familiars right now, so that if in the case they actually do give more mystical like familiar cubes and it gets really easy to get a lot of those, I don't think this will be very likely to happen, but it seems from the memo that they're planning on giving us more ways of giving these familiar cubes. But if that's the case, then these familiars are going to go up in price because a lot more people are going to want these. I suspect all the whales as well, they'll be starting to get these familiars on the 2nd or 3rd mills, like the Legion champion characters. So I would really recommend holding onto these legendary familiars. Otherwise, you'll just realize that the market prices for all these legendary familiars is just gonna like skyrocket if we do get like a lot of these mystical familiar cubes. But yeah, that's my take on this whole situation. So that's why for now, I'm just going to hold on to these. I don't have any more money to buy any more legendary familiars, but I definitely recommend if you do have like money just floating around like 20 bill or multiples of 20 bill, then I'd just buy out this, you know, familiar market if I were you, because I don't think there's anything that's more certain to go up in value than these at the moment. These are the safest investment you have. Just note that in order to see any gain, you'll probably have to hold on to these familiars for at least 6 months. So it'll be money that's locked away. It'll be illiquid money. So just be wary of that, because, you know, if you merch a lot and you need money to turn around quickly, then these legendary familiars probably isn't the kind of investment that you want to make. These are just long-term investments. I just recommend holding on to. But yeah, that's my take on this whole legendary booster pack system. Like, you know, if you haven't already done so, get on it, because it's gonna end next week, Wednesday. So you only have about 4 days after this video probably comes out. So I'd start just getting onto this as soon as you can. But yeah, that's all for this video, guys. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you guys soon. Thanks.